Hello everybody, my name is whimreaper and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today I'm making a speed build in The Sims 4 of a Christmas house. So obviously that's just the very basics of it. This is going to be kind of a more contemporary style home. I even made a contemporary Christmas family to live in it, but I really just wanted to do something kind of brief for this holiday season since I didn't think I was going to have a whole lot of time to record much else, so I thought that a speed build would be a perfect way to get into the holiday spirit in The Sims 4. So this house is actually not very big, it's only 2 stories. Well, it has 3 stories, but in the 3rd story I just put a light in there instead of putting a full decoration, and that's just because a full set of decorations on the 3rd floor is a bit overwhelming to do in The Sims 4, so that's my reasoning behind that, basically. Now, my entryway is actually where I struggled the most. I wanted to have a very distinct look to this house. I kind of wanted to do the top floor in this diagonal pattern that I'm trying out here, but realizing that the layout just isn't going to work if I did the entire thing like that. I did keep the diagonal section a little bit, but I incorporated more horizontals than I was originally planning to do. This is a completely original design, by the way. I didn't copy it off of the internet. I didn't get very much inspiration even for it. I just kind of wanted to go for it and see what I could do for my own original Christmas house design. Now, I could have gone full on Christmas and just went insane with a lot of reds and whites and golds and stuff like that, but I did want this house to look like it would be lived in by this family for the rest of the year, not just at Christmas time, but that they decorated it up a lot. It is still fairly Christmassy in itself, but I wouldn't say it's anything too big. Like, it's not every room is red and stuff like that. It definitely has a very intentional Christmas vibe to it, but I wouldn't think that this house would be obnoxious to live in other parts of the year, if you know what I mean. Like, I don't think that anybody is into Christmas enough to warrant an all red house, if you catch my drift with what I'm saying there. The roofing was also extremely difficult to figure out, but I eventually left it at this. It was just giving me a bit of trouble with the exact way to fit all the diagonal and horizontal sections together. Although I have gotten a lot better at roofing since I started The Sims 4, that's definitely the case. I used to always, when I played The Sims 3, just use the auto roofing, and it was never that great, but it was good enough. It was better than I was, so I kind of had to relearn roofing with The Sims 4, and I bet a lot of you have had that experience. So I also, like I said, I made the family for this house. If you want to download them, they're on the gallery. They all have Christmassy outfits. They do have CC, but not very much. Like, it was all stuff that would be very easy to replace. So if you want to take a look at them, go on the gallery and search my username, which is whimreaper, and they should be under my newest creations. And I am sorry if the footage ever pauses during this recording. It's just that I had to kind of look up some cheats, I think, to get this archway to work, which, by the way, is just a size down get famous arch that I placed in those small one by one rooms to get this kind of more dramatic effect, since I didn't really see any other way of connecting the archways without making it its own room, which would have made it super complicated. Get Famous is actually a great pack for lots of these versatile, more dramatic type looks. So if you're looking for a pack to get this Christmas, and you don't have Get Famous and you love building, then it is absolutely perfect for some of the objects that come with it. They're really versatile. Even though there's some more dramatic stuff, there's a wide range of things. I wasn't actually keen on getting Get Famous myself. I got it around Christmas last year. I think I did get it for Christmas last year, actually. No, sorry. I won Get Famous in a Sims Forums giveaway, which was awesome. But I would have bought this pack at Christmas if I didn't already have it because I saw all of the items that came in it and it's just amazing. So that's a great one. Of course, there's also the new Discover University, which I don't have, but I'm hoping that I can get that one this holiday season. Hopefully, if I get some money for Sims packs from my family, that would be awesome. But basically, this build is just pretty simple, other than the entryway. I wanted to really give it a Christmassy feel, like I said, but I didn't want it to be over the top, and it's just so hard to find packs like that. Like, I kept wanting to go for items I'd seen other simmers use, but I just didn't have them. So I'm really excited this year to be getting hopefully another pack or two to add on to the game, to explore them. And if you're a fan of my 100 Baby series, then we'll be exploring them in my series. So I'm really excited. Are you guys looking forward to your Christmas? I guess it will be Christmas Eve when this video is up. So are you having a good Christmas Eve? And what are you hoping to get for Christmas? If you don't celebrate Christmas though, like, you can still tell me how your day's going. I want to hear. But I would love to hear what you do with your families or with your friends or whatever around Christmas time. I'd love to hear just, yeah, how do you decorate your house? Like, I don't decorate my house the way that this build is styled, but I do like it. But my house is more traditional in this one, in its style for how we decorate it. Or I suppose that's my family's house. I don't live there anymore, but we celebrate Christmas there, my husband and I. So I consider myself part of the decoration process still. And we do a lot of like kind of Christmas villages. We have a really traditional Christmas tree with ornaments that have been passed down. So yeah, what do you guys like for your decoration style? Do you like contemporary or modern, or do you like fewer decorations? I know that's definitely some people, they just don't want that many decorations. They want it to be quite sparse and just have maybe like one tree or something like that. And all of it is absolutely fine. And I think it's just interesting to hear what other people do. One thing that was also really difficult in this build was the color scheme, because like I said, I didn't want it to be too over the top, but it didn't look Christmassy enough if I kept using like grays and whites too much. It looked like a regular house, and I wanted it to be just over the top enough to not be quite a regular house, like to have some decorations in there that you wouldn't normally see. And I kind of make up for it with like a huge tree in the front of this house that is all decorated in actually like ceiling lights. I kind of make them into ornaments. When it snows, you can't see the color of them or anything, but I did match the colors, so it's not looking gaudy if it's like not snowed out in winter time in The Sims. Oh, and this is on the gallery as well if you search my username whimreaper, or if you do, I think like hashtag Christmas house, it should come up, but I'm sure there are so many things called that. So I would go under my username if you want to find this, and it is up, and some people have already downloaded it, and I'm quite proud of it. Also, I've noticed with this pack, or not with this pack, but like just when I've been using The Sims 4 lately, if I select certain windows, they will show up as white in the swatches, but then they'll show up as brown when you go to place them. But then when you actually place them, they could show up as white. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but I was just wondering if any of you have experienced that glitch, since I've just recently found it to be a problem and it kind of annoys me. And I was just wondering if that's a new thing with a patch or what, or if anyone's noticed it or reported it, because if not, then maybe I should do that. But yeah, it was just something I noticed when I was building this. You might have You might catch it if you rewind like 1 minute back. But I'm quite happy with the windows that I did on this house. I tend to do too many windows, but I love natural light in my builds. I think it's just too weird to not have any natural light in a room, even if it's like a bathroom sometimes. And I know like having windows in a bathroom is kind of silly because like no one wants to look into a bathroom anyway, but I always just find myself wanting to put so many windows on houses, and I hope there's not too many on this one, but I don't know. I feel like I did an okay job considering how many windows I would like to do, but perhaps maybe I should do more modern builds then, because I know big windows on those ones always look nice almost every time. So yeah, I was just picking out some wallpaper. I wanted, yeah, this like rich wood tone. It's really, really nice one. And I'm really excited for the furnishing part of this video because I had a blast finding all the decorations and stuff. But I'm sorry to say that I didn't catch a lot of the inside furnishing while I was filming because for some reason my recording just didn't pick up the proper thing. I think I might have bumped my hotkey or something like that and accidentally recorded the wrong parts of the video. So I have to unfortunately skip over the family room area in this video, which I know is not good, especially since it's kind of the main Christmassy part of the build, but I will show it in screenshots at the end of this video. And I will also, like, you'll get to see it while I'm recording still, but it will just be more in the background, unfortunately. So I'm sorry for that, but I'm still excited to show you the bedrooms, and I think I do record the bathrooms for this one because, just because I didn't have the opportunity to show you the main living areas, but yeah, it's still fun. I'm pretty sure I get the kitchen as well, but I just apologize in advance that I didn't get a lot of the inside furnishing filmed. So if that's what you're looking for in this video, then I would recommend, yeah, you'd probably want to fast forward to about halfway through, and that's where all the furnishing will be, as well as the screenshots will be at the end, as I just said. So yeah, that's that. So for the main segment of this video, I guess that was quite a long introduction, and I will talk about the build a little bit more, but from here on out, I kind of wanted to just chat, you know, like just be a little bit more casual, talk about some like Christmassy traditions, talk about just my experience with Christmas, and have an opportunity to open up some dialogue in the comments for what you guys like to do around this time of year, or just like, I don't know, Christmassy discussions, like do you bake, do you go sledding, stuff like that, because I found that not only after getting married, but I used to be a agnostic and now I'm a Christian, so my experience of Christmas has gone all over the place with my life experiences, and I just find it interesting to hear what other people's experiences have brought to them. So yeah, uh, basically this year, since I just got married like a year and a half ago, we're spending like half of Christmas with my in-laws and half with my like biological family. So it's kind of crazy, kind of got a lot of stuff going on, but it's also super fun. And my husband's cousins, like his little cousins who are like, I think 5 and 7, something like that, they're coming over for Christmas Eve, and they're coming over for Christmas, and they're gonna make gingerbread houses with us, and it's just gonna be so fun to have kids around because it's been a long time since I've had a Christmas with any kids around, and they just really brighten up the season, and I don't know, they're just funny. Like, I'm sure that any of you who with little siblings or with your own kids or with, I don't know, who are kids, like I'm sure that you know that like having kids around Christmas is just so fun and they're always so excited, and it's just nice to see all the Christmas spirit in those little guys, you know? So it's just nice because for the year before, it was a very adult oriented Christmas, not as in like explicit or anything like that, obviously. It's just that it was kind of more relaxed. It wasn't really like we were playing any like rough games. We were just kind of hanging out like by the fire and with some cocoa, and that was fine and all, but I'm excited to have a little bit more of an energetic Christmas this year. With my biological family, there won't be any like toddlers, or not toddlers, I guess, but little kids around. So I guess we'll still get that experience, but I'm really excited to just have a blast with the young kids that are going to be coming over very shortly. So I think that's just fun. And that kind of links into a question that I would be interested in hearing your guys' opinion on. Do you like to have a more relaxed Christmas style where you just get together with like your immediate family, you just have a dinner and like maybe some like chilled out board games, nothing too crazy? Or do you really like the kind of crazy Christmas where you go tobogganing and you go skating and you make gingerbread houses with like kids and play with a whole bunch of toys and stuff like that? Because I honestly, throughout my life, it's gone from back and forth quite a bit just because of the age range of my family and my husband's family. And I honestly can't decide for myself which I prefer. And I think they're both great in their own ways, but I'm curious to hear what you guys think, especially if you've had experiences with both types of Christmases and stuff like that. And like I said, this is a tree that I had to put all the lights on manually. I also put those wall lights that came with the holiday pack on here to make it kind of look like they wrapped some lights around this tree. I have no idea how you would decorate a tree this big in real life. That would just be crazy. But I did it anyway because I thought that it would be really pretty, and I think it does make the house have kind of more of a offset focal point, I guess, so that the whole draw of the house isn't just like the spire on top, it's also this really big Christmas tree out in the front of the yard. I have a feeling that they would be like in a really rich neighborhood where everyone would decorate their house like this crazy. But I don't know. In Canada, there's like this thing where if you go out into the country, like especially in the prairie areas of Canada, there's lots of people who have huge houses on like acreages and stuff, and then they decorate their entire acreage and their whole house has lights all over. And I don't know if that's just a Canada thing or if other places have this, but if you just go driving in the country at night around Christmas time, people have decorated their houses and their yards and their trees and their bushes in like all sorts of lights and all sorts of decorations. And I'm wondering if that's a thing anywhere else, because it's amazing, honestly, like how much stuff like they can get done. Like they must leave out most of their lights, because I don't understand how you'd have the time and energy every year to decorate an entire acreage. Like it's just it's crazy to me, because as a kid, my parents never even put like Christmas lights on our house, and we lived in a small house. So I don't know how they do that, but like, is that a thing where you're from, as basically what I'm wondering? Or do you even do that yourselves, maybe? Like, do you have an acreage and decorate it up, like, all of the acreage? Because, yeah, that's kind of what this house reminded me of when I was making it, was those houses out in the country where they go absolutely crazy and decorate the whole thing. And, like, to be honest, like, this isn't even the extent that it is if you go out into like the prairie and, well, not the prairie, but like the, like, what is it called, the counties of Alberta. Then they're crazy, they're bigger than this and they have more decorations. And at first I was thinking I didn't want to put lights on the second and third floor because it was so unrealistic, and then I thought of those houses and I was like, no, that is definitely realistic for some people. Not me, but for some people, and I just wanted to go a little bit extra on this house, like I said, so to me, that didn't seem like it was too over the top. So the house, the outside of the house is pretty well decorated by now. I wanted to try to find some like extra things to stick on, but it became kind of hard after you used up all the decorations from seasons and from the holiday celebration pack. So yeah, it was just a little bit overwhelming to try to find a bunch of unique decorations. And I think I put some nutcrackers out on the step out back, and I really like that detail. I think it makes the back of the house a little more exciting. I didn't do a ton of landscaping on this, I'll be honest with you, because this house was just it was a big project considering I was in finals at the time that I was actually building this. I'm only narrating this now. And yeah. Also, I just wanted to do a brief update for my 100 Baby Challenge series because in my series I was saying for I don't know if I started saying this in episodes or if it'll come up in newer episodes as they get released, but I'd been saying that I wanted to do the Christmas episode, like the one I release on Christmas. I wanted it to be of Winterfest in the 100 Baby Challenge. And I kept saying that, and I'm gonna keep saying that for episodes because it just didn't end up happening, and I'm sorry about that. And I'm genuinely disappointed that I didn't have the time and energy to do it, but this year has been insane for me. I'm not gonna get into it because that's not what the video is about, but basically, please don't be expecting that to be the case. I'm not going to be able to give you the 100 Baby Christmas episode this year. We will still do Christmas in the 100 Baby Challenge. It'll just probably be in the new year, which is unfortunate, but that's just the reality of it. So please disregard anything I say regarding like, oh yeah, we're gonna do the Christmas episode in future 100 Baby Challenge. Okay, I'm back. And yeah, as I said, I just, yeah, had to let out the cat. But this kitchen was so difficult for color wise. Like, and curtains too, though it was just a struggle. But I'm glad I at least got to record this, and I had a little bit of extra time to show this part, considering I didn't get to show the living room or the foyer, which the foyer is kind of like a little mini red and green traditional Christmas area, and then the living room I did in blues and whites. So I kind of wanted to make this kitchen an in-between of the two areas. But and I was originally gonna go with like these gingerbread color counters and then these mint green appliances. It just didn't end up working out. So instead we go for, I think the final color is dark brown and white, as well as red colors. And then I think I try to incorporate some like blues and stuff, but it just was too difficult to coordinate a kitchen with those colors. I need more packs for that, to be honest, which again, I'm excited to hopefully be getting more this Christmas season, especially since there's an Origin sale right now. If you're not aware, if you are new to The Sims or just like haven't been playing for a while, if you want to buy The Sims 4 packs right now, they're up to 50% off for expansion packs and 25% off for game packs, I believe. And I haven't actually checked this, but you can build bundles on Origin, and I think that if there's a sale going on, the discounted price of each of the packs impacts the price of the bundle as well. So bundles might be cheaper right now as well, but I haven't actually checked yet because I haven't actually received any Christmas money. So I haven't been wanting to get my hopes up too high. And oh my goodness, these seasons curtains. I use them all over this house. It's like a garland with bows and lights, and they are goals, honestly. I would have those in my house all the time. They're just so beautiful, and they look like something out of a fairy tale, and I wish I would just be able to put them on everything without feeling too horrible, because I don't like not having variety. I guess it's kind of more matchy then, but I just don't like not having variety in my houses. And as you saw, I took off all those ceiling decorations because it was getting way too crowded. But I did put in some more like red and white decorations, put in some flowers, I think, and yeah, those spices, because I just thought I wanted this kitchen to look not cluttered but used because it's around the Christmas time. And yeah, I stuck in a table there, and I don't know how usable it is. I have tested this house quite intensely because I had to play it in order to turn the season to winter, but it seemed like the Sims weren't wanting to use the chairs on the very end of the table. So that's okay because the house is only really designed for 4 Sims anyway. I just wanted the grand dining table, especially the winter themed one. But just so you're aware, I don't think that that table is functional for more than 4 Sims. But there also are the bar stools in the kitchen, so you don't really have to worry about space that way. But if you're expecting 6 Sims to all sit on the table at the same time, it's just probably not gonna happen. So that's unfortunate, but it does look nice anyway. And those Realm of Magic carpets, those were really, really good for that little corner as well. And yeah, it just ends up being a really beautiful little dining area. And I wanted to put in those Christmas tree stickers, but I just thought they weren't bougie enough for this house. So yeah, instead I put in that like wintry branch painting, which is nice. And then it ties into the living room, which you can kind of see. Unfortunately, again, I didn't really get to show it that well, but it will be in the screenshots. And yeah, you can see it there too, and there's where the foyer is. So that's basically how the layout looks like, and you'll get a better idea of it at the end. Now, this is a little boy's room for the family that I made, but this could very, very easily be a little girl's room as well. And it's, well, a children's bedroom. And I wanted it to be like a winter forest kind of theme. For some reason, it reminded me of like Bethlehem, and I don't know why. Like, as I said, I haven't been like a Christian my whole life, so I'm not actually that well versed in like the scripture yet, but it just reminded me of like what you think of the nativity, which doesn't even make sense because the nativity didn't take place in the winter, like the winter how we think of it. It was in like where, Galilee? So yeah, it would have been like the desert. But oh well. I don't know why it reminded me of Bethlehem. That's just what I was thinking of when I was building this. So it's kind of, yeah, it's like this winter wonderland, wintry forest theme, like the night of Christ's birth, but not actually where it happened. TM. I don't know. Make of it what you will. I thought it was pretty. It's at least wintry because I tried to make that wallpaper plus those snowflake decorations and the snowflake carpet all look like snow. And then of course I added those tree decorations from Parenthood. And I wanted a star there because, like I said, it reminded me of Bethlehem for some reason. And of course you have to have the star that led the Magi to Christ on Christmas. Well, not on Christmas. I don't know. I'm not gonna get into that whole discussion because I actually don't know enough about it to educate people. But if you're a Christian, you probably know what I mean. So that's all that really matters. And then the bathrooms I was actually so proud of myself because I hate doing bathrooms. I don't usually even show them on speed builds, but this bathroom, I was just having a rockin' time with it. I got that idea to have a little shower nook, and it just worked out with a color scheme and everything, and like it was Christmassy enough but not over the top, which usually it's really hard for me to do bathrooms that are like kind of decent but not extremely luxurious. So I was really satisfied with how this one turned out. And then the upstairs one, I believe it's mostly the same, but then I think I changed up the wallpaper and I changed the color scheme a tiny bit. But the appliances are mostly the same in both bathrooms, which I tend to do that. And I think in general, that's fairly accurate to how houses really are. Like, you're not likely to go over to somebody's house and have them have like a green toilet in one room and then like a white toilet and a black toilet. Like, their bathrooms generally look the same. So yeah, that's just what I found from like visiting people and stuff like that. And then I did come back into the living room at the very end, so you could still see it. I just put in some more decorations. Thought those pots looked nice up against that wall, and added in some plants, which is a really good tool actually to like raise up in size plants to put into the pots that came with the game, just to make it a little bit more lush than just having random pottery around. I don't know. Maybe that's your thing, but I personally don't love it. And then we're moving on here to, yeah, I think I was just touching up the outside because when I did the layout on the top floor, it just wasn't amazing the way that it turned out. So like it just ended up clipping the roof trim through, so I had to change the roof trim. And then this is what the layout ends up looking like on the top floor. There's like a little cutout area that looks to the foyer, and I thought that was really good. And I put in this computer area. It's a little gaudy at the moment, but I changed the color of the desk, so don't worry about that. And it's just kind of, yeah, this is like the little office kind of nook with the little reading area. I just didn't see anywhere to fit an actual office. I also don't know how you would make the stairs work to lead to the third floor. I believe you could if you wanted to, but I prefer to just leave it closed off for more of a decorative feel rather than a actual functional third floor, especially since this is a kind of intended for Sims, like I said, so you don't really need the extra third floor, especially with this little nook up here where I kind of slotted in the office area. And yeah, I just put some curtains there. I don't think in real life people would actually put curtains there, but again, I want it to look super festive and cozy, and I think curtains do help that look quite a bit. And yeah, I put in a hall runner just because those are quite traditional and festive as well in a way. And then up here is a teen girls room and the master bedroom. So yeah, I really love the master bedroom the way it turned out. I don't know if it goes super duper well with the rest of the house as much as I was believing it would, but I'm still really satisfied with it. And the teenage girls room is also not exactly what I was expecting it to be, because I wanted it to be a lot more luxurious and it ended up being quite small almost, but I'm still happy with it. And it's a little more of like it's a more modern take on a Christmas theme, because her room is all pinks and reds and like blues and stuff. It's definitely not a regular color scheme you would think of when you think of Christmas, and it's more of like that girly color scheme you would see for like Disney Princess Christmas or something like that. So I don't know. I also didn't want it to be extremely girly though, so I kind of mix it up. Instead of having like a wardrobe, I put in that rack and a large mirror and stuff like that. I just didn't want it to be over the top girly, so I kind of tried to make it contemporary girl-ish without being extremely super duper uber Christmas girly. So I hope you kind of get my drift with this. Also, candles on a tablecloth in a teenager's room. That's a recipe for disaster. I just realized I did that. But, you know, whatever. She's probably responsible and it's a Sims, so nothing's gonna happen. Although, an interesting story is that when I was playtesting this build, the house decided it would set itself on fire, and I had to wait for it to burn out because the Sims couldn't get there. So that was an adventure. Yeah, to say the least. So when I was about to save this onto the gallery, they just decided to burn down their house, and I wasn't really expecting to play with this family that much, but I kind of had to, so that's my little spiel. And this is the master bedroom, like I said, and it kind of goes with the rest of the house. It's got this pale gold and white, and I think that's just precious. The fireplace up here wasn't the one that caused the fire, it's the one downstairs because it has so much stuff next to it. So if you're worried about playing in this house and it being a fire hazard, maybe declutter the foyer in the downstairs area or remove one of the fireplaces down there. This one didn't cause problems. Like I said, I didn't place anything close enough to it to cause issues, but for some reason the one in the foyer did start on fire. So if you download this house and you're going to actually be playing in it rather than just having it in your neighborhood or something like that, then maybe delete that fireplace or delete stuff next to the fireplace just so it doesn't cause an emergency, you know? It's not fun to suddenly your Sims are running around everywhere because yeah, there's a fire in their house. So yeah, that's definitely Christmassy. I don't know. But anyway, I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed making it for you guys. I enjoyed getting into the festive spirit. And with that, I think I'm going to leave you guys with the screenshots, and I hope that I will see you in another video. Goodbye and Merry Christmas!